Alright, okay. Alright, guys. Well, welcome back. So the phone was messing up and it seems to crash when you do a higher bit rate or higher frames per section or frames per second. Anyways, so it was a little late. I did a video earlier on this and I didn't like it, so I just deleted it and was getting ready for bed, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. That way tomorrow I can just get rolling. So finished the minion jet for the most part. I gotta put a little glue in those wing tubes and tighten those up, but it's all back together and sitting over there ready to get basically just pushed to the side until Georgia. And so I decided can't do anything with the F-15, my first BBM. But it's still Asian. It's Asian ARF. It's got the same issues as all of them. But I'm excited because it's my first BVM, as BVM as it will get, probably. And I'm waiting on the motor. It's got everything in it minus the motor. And I've got some pylons and missiles coming. Those tanks on it, I'm gonna use them. They might be a little bit small. They might be like a that's a 1/8 scale. They might be 1/9 scale or 1/8.5. They might be a little small, but they're pretty close. I mean, you know, I don't care. I'll put them on there, and you know, if I can find some 1/8 scale ones down the road, I will. But it'll look great. But while I wait on a X160, it's pushed to the side as well. So that leads me up to this guy. So it is a big jet. Not as big as the minion jet, but almost. It's a lot wider, you know, and it is the Skymaster SU-27. I didn't get the 30 with the canard on it. I just don't like that one. And I didn't do the thrust vectoring because it's real sloppy. It's a lot of weight. I'm trying to keep it under the LM1. It's like I did the Viper jet, but this one will probably end up being LM2. Good thing is I've already done, had a large model inspector over here. He actually works with AMA doing a lot of the turbine stuff, and we went through it and kind of did the Mach and the torque required for the stabs while we were here. While he was here, and we were doing some stuff, and the Mach's good. The 900 and something ounce servos that I'm going to use are what you need to be per the LM2 guidelines. So I'm happy about that. But I'm trying to keep it light because I want to put a lot of ordnance on. I want to put all the ordnance on, and I'll show you that in a second. But this video is just to kind of show you what I'm putting in it and everything. Kind of a story with this jet too. You know, you guys can ask me about it on a late Saturday night or something when I've had a few drinks. This jet almost killed me. Literally almost killed me. Anyways. So I don't delay anymore. So it's a two-piece. The nose obviously bolts on, you know, that from here forward, the main just forward of the nose gear, which is kind of nice. So if I ever needed to take it apart and work on stuff, you know, you're not having to pull the gear and any, you know, it's just less airlines that you got to pull apart. So really, all I'm going to have running past this point is a nose door. Canopy is going to be changed out for a linear actuator, and I might make the lock mechanisms work off of a servo or a linear actuator as well, because right now they're air. And it's essentially just a slide lock for the canopy, and that requires an air valve, tubing, you know, extra tank and air. So if I can make it electric, I will, and be lighter, you know. So planning to make this air brake linear actuator as well. I can't seem to, nobody's posted what they've used. I've seen people use them. And I think it's a 140 inch stroke. I don't know which gear ratio they're using, but I have them all, so I'll figure that out. But anyways, so equipment, Zycoy Two 195s will be plenty for this. They're light. They're the size of a 166, what used to be a 166 size motor. Lightweight, fuel efficient as all get out. I probably could run 2 tanks and not even need the spare ones. So that's a good thing. Tank equipment. They provided tank hardware that I'm not going to use. I'll talk about it in a minute, but what I'm going to be using is what I use in everything, and that's the BVM high flow fittings. They did cut small holes in the fuel cells, so these will be perfect. High flow clunks, high flow vents. Here's the high flow vents with the flags. High flow fuel clunk line, high flow 8mm line for everything. MAP high flow UATs is the 4 ounces. They make a 6 ounce that I put in the big guy, but for 1 per engine, 4 with the high flow will work. Servo equipment and radio equipment for Taba. Okay, so I'm ditching the Mcotech. I spent a lot of time and effort finding a couple extra Mcotech battery backer units, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and call it and kind of get with the times. You know, they were great for S-Bus setups, and about the only thing you can really do now for Taba is like I'm doing it, or you got to go with something like a JR, or not JR, but a power box with their bus system, which, you know, this is fine. I've used this DLPH, which is my power system. Takes 2 batteries, 2 receivers, plenty of 60 amps. I mean, it'll handle, you know, giant plane, 3D planes. The jet won't be no problem. I'm running it in the Minion jet now. I got it in my A7, and I have it in a 300 ARS prop plane as well. So servo or receivers, 2 of the 72. Well, one is a 72 or 7006. The other one's a 72, which is their newer one. Run those 2. Servos for the stabs are the 8703s, 900 plus ounce torque, high voltage. I got 4 of those. 2 for the stabs, 2 for the flaperons, and then 172s for the rudders. And damn, do I got more servos than I need? I think I do. 2 for rudder. So stab, flaperons. Oh, leading edge slats. That's what it is. Okay, so there you go. And then this guy, this Savox servo, which is 600 plus ounces at, what does that say, 8.4? Yeah, so it'll be between 6 and 550 ounces of torque. This is for my steering. If that's not enough, I can always jump up to something else, but that should be enough. I'm probably going to mod their system. They have a direct drive, which you can kind of see right there, and I might put an arm on it so it kind of gets some advantage. Air equipment, planning to use this valve. I've got this valve in the Minion jet, works great. I love this switch, so you don't have to have any power. You flip that switch and the gear will come up, so it's great. Roll it up in the trailer, flip that switch, gear comes up, and I set it right on the floor. High flow, and if I need a pulse on the gear for something, then I can switch to one of the standard Jetronics, but planning to use this one for now. I've got a brake valve, low loss brake valve, 2 double two-way valves for the gear doors. You have like same like the Tomcat, you've got 2 sets of doors on the mains, and one has to close before the other. This one-way valve is for the unlock on the main gear. And then, of course, everybody's favorite Zycoy air sequencer failsafe telemetry. Ugh, man. Great little guy. You just got, it's a headache. That's all I'm going to say. I got one of these for the Minion jet that I haven't put in yet. I just want to, you know, I've had them for a while. Figured why not? They don't weigh anything. A little P-dot with an airspeed sensor for telemetry. I might throw that in. I may not. For my power system, 2 lithium-ion 7.4 6,000 milliamp packs. And then of course I'll have 3-cell LiPo on the motors. So, but you may notice that this is a certain scheme, and typically it has a red star on it. I wanted to do something a little different and will not support the red star, so I went with my own little thing here. So I had them put the Ukraine logo on it, and I think it looks good. So it shows the support. So moving on. All right, so the jet. Got to fix some stuff in the cockpit. Cockpit's all broken up from the ordeal. You got a bunch of pylons. Here's the canopy, a fin that goes on the bottom, a bunch of wood, and looks like some of it's already got broke just from the way they glued it or cut it or something. But there's some various things. It looks like mounts for stuff that you can assemble. Pretty cool. And let's see, these are for the wings that cover the servo hatches, but you got these long rods for the rudders. Screws, no idea. Looks like probably some extra stuff here. It's bearings and screws. This is funny to me. This is these are T1 fittings, so they're putting T1 fittings and clunks in their kits now. Here's a bunch of L brackets for the servos for the wings. Here's your hardware packet with most of the screws to join like the fuselage and things. I've already kind of taken these out because we were measuring and doing stuff. These are the control horns that glue into the stabs. And then you've got these, they send these for MKS. I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to use I'm going to actually use a shorter heavy duty metal arm. And they also got the flap direct drive stuff in here. Looks like the stuff to mount the air cylinder on top and things. There's the canopy air cylinder with the speed brake air cylinder and some rods. Typically don't use their rods. Tail section here with the chute system that hooks up to this JP controller. I might just put a linear actuator in it and be done with it. There's the chute, and they're these scale parts that I've seen certain people use and make functional. I'm not going to use. These parts are hideous. I mean, you can see these cut marks in them from grinding and sanding. They're not even properly painted all the way. They're just hideous. So I might see if I can get these resin printed, drawn up and resin printed, just to replace them. They're just P-dot tubes, antennas and stuff. You know, I can always sand these and make them look better, but I would rather have something that looks nice. Exhaust cones. There's the two pipes. The bell mounts are right there. That's the other rudder. Some more pylons. There's your stabs. Like I said, we checked the MAC on them. They're good. And this is a piece that goes in. Ooh, I got a spider living over here. Ugh. But kind of goes in on top once you get that put in. And then your wings. The circles are going to have the Ukraine insignia purplish blue filled in there. That's when I saw pictures of their circles, I thought it was just hollow in the center, and whatever beneath it was the color. And so I told them to do it that way, and then I looked at some more pictures, and it was actually the same color inside here. So I got to fix that, but that wasn't their fault. So, 14 minutes trying to do this faster than the last one, but it ain't working. And there's the cockpit. Got a lot of broken pieces and things I'll have to fix. I'm gonna take these top pieces of the cockpit off because they're just a solid chunk of whatever they use, resin or what, and they weigh a ton. So I'm gonna haul those out, and got to fix all the mounts that are all broke loose and everything. So, but it's not, all in all, it's not a bad cockpit. I mean, it's typical Skymaster though, you know. But there you go. And I do have to do the green. I'll pop these apart and do the two main wheels, the two mains in the front wheels, and the Russian kind of green that you see them all, and then the rest of these will be painted to match the landing gear. So, and I will also, that's one other thing I didn't lay out here, was the airline. This airline's better than what they used to. The stuff they used to was really brittle and would just, you know, eventually tear. They're using this lower Dura stuff that's more rubbery now. So, I mean, I guess you could use it if you want, but I ended up just pulling it out and putting my own in. And I'll probably replace the gear doors, air cylinders, with the Ultra Precision. I've never had any luck. You know, I test them, fix them, they work great, throw them in the model, and then they always leak. So I just got to where I don't even bother anymore. I just pull them all, put Ultra Precision in, and life is great. So, but that's kind of a long video, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys a rundown of what I'm going to be putting in here. It'll probably be this weekend before I get to my next video, because I got to do a lot of tearing down, getting stuff out, the fuel tanks and stuff, get them out, kind of look it over and see what I got to fix, what I got to, you know, clean out, you know, globs of the glue that you tend to get with these. Check for more damage, because I've already found some stuff in the back that was broke and things like that. So I got to fix some things, but I'm not gonna kill myself. If I can get it done for Georgia, that would be great. That gives me about a month and a week or so to do it. But I still need to kind of jump back over and finish that guy off, which I've mentioned a dozen times now. So I just got no motivation for the F-22. So, but anyways, it's late. You guys have a good evening. Be sure and subscribe if you can. I'm never going to get paid for this, because to meet the requirements, you got to do all this other crap besides just making videos like shorts and stuff. Yeah, it'd be great to get paid for the videos, but it's just never going to happen. So I don't do this for the money. But, you know, having views, getting questions, you know, learning, teaching, helping people, that's what it's all about. So if you like the channel, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. You know, if you don't like it. If you got some suggestions, you want to see something in particular, let me know, and I'll try to throw it in the next video. But you guys have a good one, and I'll see you this weekend. Later.